Hey guys, Sammy Munster here with a brand new time-lapse video, and I'm doing things a little bit differently this time. I'm starting out with good old Google, and I'm going to a website called coolers.co. Coolers, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, I'll leave a link down in the description below, but basically it's a color palette generator, and it'll randomly generate color palettes for you, and it's a really great website. Hashtag not sponsored. I don't know why I said hashtag, but anyway. I don't know. I'm trying to be hip and cool, I guess. I don't know. Not really. But anyway, basically, you can randomize colors, a color palette. You get 5 colors, which is really great. It's a broad enough a spectrum of tone that you can create a work of art with. Most of the time, but I'll talk about a little bit about that later. So I'm here saving a couple of color palettes, and basically what I wanted to do was step out of my comfort zone. I tend to gravitate towards more pinks and blues and purples just because I really like them for digital art anyway, and so I wanted to kind of steer a little bit away from that. But in the end, it kind of ended up looking very purple anyways. So, like I said, I'll talk about that later. And basically, I just wanted to try out. I downloaded some new brushes, and I wanted to do some landscapes in a particular style. And I didn't want to use the color palette from the image that I used as a reference, just because it's very blue, and I wanted to see if I could use different colors but still kind of make it look the same. And I think I got somewhere in the end. I think I'm pretty happy with it. So here's the final color palette with the blues and the yellows and the oranges. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but you can make an account with Coolers, and you can save the palettes to the actual website, to your account, and then you can go back and check them later. Or you can download them to your computer as a PNG file, which I was struggling with before. I thought you could save them as JPEGs, but the PNGs are fine. I just don't normally work with PNGs too much, but in the end, it's all good. You can also pick a way to save it as Copic colors, which I think is really cool. So if you're a Copic artist, and you're struggling with color palettes, I recommend Color Generator, because coolers.co. I'll leave a link down in the description below if you want to check it out. And so here I am starting to color the piece, experimenting with some brushes that I downloaded through the Clip Studio Paint Assets website, which is now part of, you can actually access it through Clip Studio Paint. So when you launch Clip Studio Paint now, if you have a newer version of it, it'll open a window where you can launch Clip Studio Paint, and then you can search for brushes and other cool things like that, textures, 3D models, and all kinds of fun stuff. But I will leave a link to the brushes that I used in this video down in the description below. It was a big pack of like 14 brushes, and they're all gouache type brushes, like really thick textured brushes, which I really wanted to experiment with. And so I just started playing with them on top of another layer, and then in the end I just worked on one layer, which is weird for me in digital art, but it felt so refreshing to do, and it took me no time at all to work on one layer. And the great thing about it is, like, as scared as I was, it was really intuitive, like, because I started my journey as an artist with traditional art, and I studied traditional art. So with traditional art, you work on layered paper. You work on paper. You don't have layers. Not only that, this kind of reminded me of chalk pastels, which I really enjoyed using. Also, oil pastels I didn't enjoy using too much, but it had that really chalk pastel feel, and I really love it. And working on a colored background, like a darker background, just reminded me of that, and it was just really nice. I'd love to do some chalk pastel stuff. I watched last night I was watching Danica Seals, I think that's her name, and she did this piece with Copics and chalk pastels, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot how much I really enjoy chalk pastels, because I really like the feel of charcoal and that on my hands. I feel like someone who never really like getting my hands dirty, becoming an artist was like the hardest thing to do, and now I just kind of embrace it. So I've got paint under my fingernails from yesterday, but yeah, I'm really happy with this piece. I didn't completely stick to all the colors. I think I did bring in a darker purpley blue, which I think is what kind of made this piece look like all my other pieces, because I tend to use like purples and blues for shadows. So it just really needed it. I didn't think the darkest blue that I had was going to be enough, especially since it was the background color, and it just needed a little more dimension, because I am a little bit of a stickler for tone. The tone is like my favorite thing. Adding the shadows and the highlights are what make for me what make the piece pop. And so yeah, I needed something to ground it a little bit more, to take to add the focus back to the stairs. But I ended up using the purpley blue on the stairs as well, in those like the little back parts, because they were really dark in the original image. So it was a photo that I took, and I just chucked it into Clip Studio Paint and marked out where everything went. It was a photo I took years ago, actually, and I was just going through my Facebook to find like a landscape or something that I had taken in the past to practice with. But yeah, like I said, I put it in Clip Studio Paint, marked out everything I wanted with a pencil, just to get the angles right, and then coloured it in, and I think it turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this process. Like I said, it was very refreshing to do something a little bit different. I have so many ideas in my head at the moment, and narrowing them down is becoming really daunting, and I've been a little bit quiet on YouTube and haven't been uploading every week as much because I'm feeling overwhelmed. I've also been battling a cold, so to just work on something that isn't stuck in my head, that I've been wanting to do for a long time, is just, it feels nice. And to try something a little bit different just makes me feel, it has invigorated me, and I definitely want to work on some more landscapes in the future. Definitely some like deserty type things, but finding really good reference pictures is being a little bit challenging, because everything on the internet is overly edited and filtered to high heaven. So it's really been a struggle to find something that I can translate into a drawing, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I've been really liking landscapes. I've been watching a little bit of Bob Ross on Netflix. I want to get back into that. I stopped for a while. I definitely like to put him on just before I'm about to go to bed and watch a little bit of Bob Ross and paint his little happy trees, and just even talking is really soothing. But we're getting close to the end of this video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm hoping that I can get into a schedule. It's just been really hard. I definitely want to do the draw this in your style challenge. I think that's something that I'm gonna work on this week. And yeah, as usual, I have a Ko-fi. I'm trying to save up for a large format printer, so if you'd like to donate, that is down in the description. I have a Redbubble and Society 6. Again, I'm trying to save up for a large format printer, so if you buy, it's going to go straight into my savings for a large format printer, which is not going very well at the moment. Links to social media are also down in the description, and I do take digital commissions. Hit me up on all my social media if you want, or any of my social media if you want any information. And to tie this whole piece together, I decided to take an even darker color just to outline the stairs a little, ever so slightly, and make them stand out from the rest of the piece. I really wanted the stairs to pop, and then I put a gradient 2 gradient layers over the top. The dark blue that I had, or the color, like the darkest blue, or the generated color palette, and then the yellow, to just kind of add a bit more dimension to the piece. I think that worked really well. It kind of looks like the sun is shining upwards, and you know, it worked. And I'm really happy with this piece, and I hope you guys liked it too. And if you did, like I said, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and I will leave you guys with some music, and I will hopefully talk to you all very, very soon. Bye.